Yeah. If you say Edgeworth's a sham, then he'll just backfire it on you. But if you say Gumshoe's a sham, he doesn't. As you just saw, it's just it's hilarious. I don't remember what happens if you say I'm a sham. I don't think it's as funny as blaming on the detective, though. The evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Darn, this isn't good! The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor, innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. How do you know her name? Did I ever say it and I missed it? I don't know. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Or poor? She's filthy, bloated. Oh god! Look away from the screen! Could cause eye cancer. Witness, your name, please. April May, at your service, big boy. Boing! And did you see those boobs bounce? They totally bounced. Oh my gosh. Order! Introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in the crowd. They're too busy looking at her chest and not looking at her face. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Gee, I love a man with a big vocab. I mean, I was like in my hotel room, teehee. I checked in right after lunch. After this this hotel is directly across from the Fanco law offices. That's right, big boy. What a coincidence. Please testify to the court about what you saw. Definitely a coincidence. Totally. Witness's account! It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. Fucking long-time viewers know how much I hate that word. You know. Please, fuck. And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. Totally. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. And then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. Like Dr. Slump? You whore? The end, that's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Wink. Yuck. Well, Your Honor? I see. It is a remarkably something testimony. I'm not gonna say solid. Definitely wasn't. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any. Shut the heck up. What are you saying, Judge? It was all wishy-washy. Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness' testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? We're talking about the testimony, not the witness herself, right? Oh, the testimony, right. Okay, fine, you can cross-examine that. Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. This coming from the man studying under Von Karma? No spoilers, but he's like... Even though there's nothing confirmed, there have been rumors, a lot of rumors, that he is very dirty and does underhanded deeds, and that's kind of why Edgeworth has those rumors too. So, yeah. Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? No, I think I'm gonna give up here, yes! A fucking bag of bolts. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, witness's account. Edgeworth, bring it on, let's go. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know, and what's with the you know? What is with that? I'm holding it for no reason just because I saw you know. Why did you do that? Why did you say that word? Why do people say that? I'm sorry. I blame Kingdom Hearts 2. And for Kingdom Hearts 2, I blame Final Fantasy VIII. And for Final Fantasy VIII, I blame Square Enix. But, or Square. Whoever was in charge of Final Fantasy VIII, because that wasn't a good game in general. Plus, whoever said you know was super annoying, and he carried it over to Kingdom Hearts 2. And then I played it, and I was like, fuck, stop saying it! Okay! Huh? Why? Like, why what? Why did you say, I mean, why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Oh, well, but gee. What, that's it? She can't get out of this question that easily. I sort of... Shut the fuck up, you bitch! I had a feeling... Woman's intuition. I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Why are you saying you know... Maybe I should press a little harder on this one? I'm gonna back down. Because in a good game, pressing harder when there's nothing there would get me a penalty. But, I do think I think some of the Ace Attorney games are kind of lenient. I think the later ones get a little more strict and just hard in general. But I would like that if pressing further gave you a penalty every time. Anyways, unless it actually is correct. It can never just do nothing. If I go too deep, I might not come back out alive. I'll back off for now. You looked out the window. What did you see next? And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was that mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Mousy girl? Mousy girl. You mean hippie girl? Why aren't you... I guess we could just have a difference in opinion, but wouldn't you say... Well, what's the rest of your testimony? Woman dodged to one side and ran away. That girl, she caught up to her and she hit. No, I'm gonna press on this. One look at her and it's like... You definitely wouldn't think of mousy. You'd think of clothes. How do you know she was the defendant? Huh? Well, you know... Fucking hell! Okay, I gotta calm down, but I just hate seeing that you know. Ugh. No, I don't know. What's so good about you know, huh? I'm calm. I'm perfectly fucking calm. She had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. And it was not Phoenix Wright. How do you know that? Prove it with evidence! The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right. I question the testimony. Hold on a minute. And a second, and an hour. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that, you saw lying. Yes, they are both correct. You're a lying she-bag! Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless about this, I mean. Good, for once, something you can't say you know to. I'm gonna drop that right now. And hopefully you won't bring it up for the rest of this case, but I hate that phrase. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her. She's a frickin' hippie. Look at her. She looks retarded. If you take one look at her, you'd know that she's frickin' fucked up with the clothes. Look at how sad she is in those clothes. You can tell no one likes her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Maya. I like you. But yeah, you wouldn't notice her physique, even though she is really fucking short for a 17-year-old. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But stop trying to bring my friend Larry into this. He screws up enough things, he doesn't need to screw up this case. Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her, because, you know, Me, her defense attorney, is clearly trustworthy, but also Detective Dick Gumtree did. What do you say to that, Miss May? Gumtree's already been proven to be unreliable, though. I guess we'll buy it. Rawr! What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. This is a court of law. You will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. God, I've always wanted to say that. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. I promise. Wink. Your testimony again, if you would. Oh, I feel so cool. Damn, I almost had her. Witness's account. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her and she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock, the kind of statuey clock, the thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you, teehee? Oh yes, it startles me way too much for your own good, Miss May. 1 second here. The thinker, the murder weapon looks like a statue, but it's actually a clock. However, it was once again submitted as a statue. And once again, we had someone say it was a clock before they could have known it was a clock. Yeah. I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. So detailed from the beginning, yes. Please begin the cross-examination. Witnesses account. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. And the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And a statue clock, the thinker, I think? Victim, the woman dodged first attack and ran off to the right. To the right. You sure about this? Is that right as in your right as you looked from the hotel? Which hand do I hold my knife in again? Right! It was my right hand, right? Ah! Satisfied, Mr. Wright? You're not funny, Edgeworth. Neither are you! Please continue. And the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. What's important is that clock. The kind of statuey clock. The thinker, I think. Press. Press all over your breast. A clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna win this one. Feeling I'm onto something now. A clock? The kind of statuey clock? The thinker, I think? Oh, you're so clever. You're also so fucking dumb, the thinker. Miss May. You're a fucking dumbbag. I mean, what you said just now was quite... revealing. Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? Ah, yes, please. The less I have to look at that face, the better. You just said that this statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. And once again, the prosecution failed to submit it as a clock. Thanks, prosecution. Ah! Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock, too. And he was found guilty of murder. And having a wig. Very bad wig. Do you have a very bad wig? No, I don't, I swear. What about a boob job? Yes, I do. Okay, order, hors Miss May, can you explain how you knew, now, this clock, is a clock? Ooh, erp. The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Wrong. Prosecution is trying to confuse my trivial concern with actual shut up! I don't like you. No, honestly, Edgeworth, why did you not present this as a clock? Payne's a dumbass, but what's wrong with you? Did you not know? I find that hard to believe. Maybe he wasn't allowed to sound it? The Edgeworth I know from later in games would have found out. He would have found a way to find out. But, whatever. Yes, yes, of course. Especially because it was already in a previous trial this happened, and Edgeworth would have probably looked that up. Knowing him, but hey. Case 2, right? Yeah, not a huge fan of this case. Yes, yes, of course. We'll withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. But questions are all I have, Your Honor, because fuck knows I don't have evidence. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. A murderer, which is not a plural, but still, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Whew, take that, Edgeworth. It's close. If you stop me there, the trial will be over. Huh? What? So what happens now? You either answer the question or get off the stand because you're a lying scumbag. What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's because I heard it? Yeah, I heard it say the time. So, you've been to the law offices of Fay & Co. No! Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room, hee hee. The law offices of Fay & Co. where the murder took place are very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. I hate to spoil your parade. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. I recall, if you'll recall, something when you know that tells you the time, probably should tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Bubbing! Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? I'm gonna have to say, yeah, no. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because she's a liar pants. It couldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court, it is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. You keep using that word. It's empty, it's broken, the batteries are... Does it even use batteries? Probably. It's broken, it's empty. They probably all work. Or maybe not, but the clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly? Just have a look, as soon as you can. Oh! See anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the offense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Ugly, too. Fat! Well, Miss May. Tisk, tisk. I kinda just kicked your ass, right? Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew! If he knew it was a clock, why didn't he present it as a clock in the... Whatever. See? Doesn't make sense. Logic, law.